What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Des. I go by Desb, and you have stumbled across my YouTube channel. Make sure if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that little button so you never miss a video from me. Today I'm coming at you with a prep Q&A. So I've gotten a lot of questions with my upcoming prep slash the prep that I'm in, and so I wanted to take a second to retreat back to my Instagram post that I made to talk about and answer some questions that people have about prepping or my prep in general. I'm sorry for the crazy hair. I've really been trying not to use heat on my hair at all, and so I'm kind of just letting it naturally dry and do its dang thing. But let's get to the Q&A and hopefully answer some questions because it's a Q&A. Okay. Alright. I don't even know where my phone is. Where is it at? Oh. Found it! Okay, so going back to my Instagram post, which, by the way, I feel like I need to address this first. I am currently wearing the new Gymshark bomber jacket with the new outfit that they have. No, I'm not Gymshark affiliated. No, I don't want to be, and I will explain that in another video. Let me know. Comment below if you want to know why. I really wanted to open up this topic because so many people don't understand preps. They don't understand what you have to go through to accomplish one, and also some people are curious how my prep might be different than other people's. So, wow, I got a lot of comments on this. Okay, hold up. This might take a second. First question that I'll cover in general, hardest part for you mentally during prep. I think the hardest part mentally is just having a timeline that you know you have to be ready by. So for the average person performing a normal cut, you might just be like, oh, I just want to look good for summer. Like, as long as I look good for, you know, any time between the summer, I'll feel good. But for a competitor, having a specific set time frame where you know you have to be ready is really mentally hard. So knowing that I have to be ready in 8 weeks and 6 days from now, that's kind of scary. So that is probably the mentally hardest part, is just kind of having a time frame in your head versus being able to just be like, yada yada, hanging out. What are you most excited to eat after your show? Honestly, right now, I don't really have any like hardcore cravings, but I will say we just got a new Portillo's in South Bend, Indiana, which typically you have to drive all the way to Illinois to get one, and now it's like 20 minutes from my house. So I think that's the thing I'm most excited to enjoy after prep, is knowing that it's like right there. Go-to diet hacks for low macros. There are a few that are my staples. That is going to be shredded lettuce, sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O, as well as Laughing Cow cheese. Laughing Cow cheese is kind of like my mayonnaise, because this might be weird, but I love mayonnaise. So Laughing Cow cheese helps me be able to put things on wraps, rice cakes, melted in with rices or anything like that. And then my sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O, that's virtually 0 carbs, 0 fat, and like 1 protein. So that helps me kind of get rid of a sweet tooth, as well as shredded lettuce just adds volume to everything. So other than that, just like riced veggies, meaning like riced cauliflower, riced broccoli, as well as a fat-free Ready Whip. Again, just helping with the diet hacks, being like, what can I get the sweetest without getting the calories? That's me. What are your plans for after the show? After my show, May 26th, I plan to hopefully re-nationally qualify. So by that meaning I'll be able to do a national show, and my national show of choice will be Team Universe in Boston. Hopefully there I can attain my pro card. John C. And after that, we will honestly see. I love competing. It is more than just a title to me. It is a passion. So we'll see if I do a pro show. We'll see what's next. But honestly, I just haven't thought about much after my show other than knowing that I will be doing another one. Hi, Jax. Hi, honey. He decided to join. Most challenging and most rewarding part of prep. My most challenging part is definitely staying strict when it comes to hitting your macros. I personally still flexible diet, meaning I eat what I want, but when you're out with friends, or you know, you want to go out for a lunch with your family, you can't always partake in the restaurant that they're having. Being able to be strict not allow, you know, oh, I'm just gonna have a bite of this, or oh, I'm just gonna have this, it won't add up. It does. So that's probably the most challenging, but the most rewarding part is at the end of the day when you've hit all your macros and you think to yourself like, wow, I could have done this, but I had the willpower and I have the motivation to compete and be the best to not. And I think that is so rewarding to know that mentally you have a strength that a lot of people don't, you know? Oh my gosh. Of course I would just X out of the freaking comments and have to scroll all the way back through. La la la. How many meals a day do you give yourself after a show before you focus on a reverse diet? And how often do you practice posing? So I actually have not practiced posing in a while. I should probably do that. But when it comes to reverse dieting out of a show, I think that it's important to get back to it as soon as possible. Obviously the day after a show, it's so important to mentally just like enjoy yourself, enjoy the euphoria of accomplishing it, enjoy the food, etc. But right after that, honestly, you're in such a danger zone after prep for accumulating an amount of fat because your body is in like literally starvation mode, to where anything after 1 to 2 days can really start to affect you and add up. So for me, I think 1 to 2 days, getting back on the wagon, it's hard, but it's what you sign up for. And if you don't want metabolic damage, if you don't want excess fat being stored, you're gonna wanna get right back to it. So that's my answer to that. Do you regret any tattoos because of competing? So you ever feel like those impact judging, especially the one on your ribs? No, I do not. I've seen some people have literally full body tattoos all across their abdominal region, etc. as a women competitor. So I don't regret any of my tattoos. If anything, like I think my tattoos continue to show my personality, and I think they look BA. So I don't regret any of them. And especially when you're so tan, they're not as noticeable as they are when you're like pale, like I am right now. Good. My one worry about competing is extreme mindset it seems to necessitate. Do you have any tips or word on advice in that area? I'm worried I would be prone to disordered thinking or body image food relationship issues if I did compete to the strictness that is needed. If that is something that you are afraid of, you shouldn't be competing. If you are scared and you are already going into it with the mindset that you might develop a disordered eating relationship or anything like that, don't compete, straight up. It's a very mental sport, and it is definitely not a sport for everyone. And I'm not saying that to sound superior. I'm not saying that to say that bodybuilders are superior to others, but it is just a mental sport, almost more than it is physical. So if you ever have those thoughts in the back of your head, or you have struggled with an eating disorder before, it is definitely a sport where you need to step back and really think about everything that is going to go into a prep in order to make a decision that will then put you for success versus for defeat. So that would be my answer to that. Obviously, it is a very strict sport, but also if you have a coach, they will be taking care of you as well. Do you do any extreme dieting methods or excess cardio during prep? Absolutely not. I mean, the cardio I do is to get up my expenditure so that I'm essentially being able to eat more because I'm expending more. But other than extreme dieting methods, I will always just flexible diet. If I want peanut butter and jelly one day and I want this and that, then I'll have it. Jax, really? He's drinking out of his fountain. How do you do almost no cardio but stay so lean? Help. I need to cut down cardio but scared I will lose the leanness. That is probably one of the most annoying questions I ever get. I'm gonna be so honest. Everyone's body is different, and I took so much time off to revamp my metabolism, to add calories slowly. It was a 17-month process. It took me that long to reverse diet and continue to build lean mass. Therefore, if you're thinking this is something that can happen in 2 to 3 months, it's literally not. So respect what I have done and don't ask me questions like that. Take your time to build, take your time to reverse diet, take your time to listen to your coach, and you will reap the rewards too. But if you're not gonna put in the hard work, no, you'll never look like me. You'll never get, you know, to the point of my metabolism. But if you do, anyone can do it. Case closed. Okay. Next question. Some tips on choosing a suit or perhaps ways to save money during prep. Tips on choosing a suit is obviously, it's just like any type of bathing suit, right? You want a color that is flattering to you. You want a color that is going to shine on the stage, as well as enough glitz where it's like cool, but not too much where it's like way too distracting. You still want them to focus on your physique, so avoiding the unnecessary like bling 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 is gonna be good. And the ways to save money, definitely not balling out on a suit, definitely, you know, not going to a posing coach every week, going with like off-brand food. Like, don't always get the Ben & Jerry's or the Halo Top, just like not buy it, or like don't get the Uncle Ben's rice, get the Great Value rice. Okay, that was stupid. What's your favorite cardio machine to use and why? I definitely love to use a Stairmaster. I just feel like it really is able to incorporate my legs as well as really get my heart rate up. I am dying on that thing, but I love it. Are you lifting heavy or light without cardio? Would you say the majority of shredding is about nutrition? If so, what's a typical day? Whew, that's a lot. I'm still lifting as heavy as I can, and I will always lift as heavy as I can. I put this in a caption the other day, but when people ask me like, oh, do you do heavy or lightweight high rep? No, I'm doing heavy weight, like a lot of reps. So there's no such thing as like, oh, I'm doing 15 reps, so I'm gonna go really light. No. You're still going as heavy as you can. That would make no freaking sense.
No freaking sense.
I am doing cardio right now. Not much, but still, I'm getting my expenditure up. The majority of shredding is definitely going to come from a combination of exercise / cardio plus nutrition. You will never be able to get the proper shred with just one end of the stick. How does your weight training and food change during prep at all besides you eating less? Absolutely no change other than I'm eating less. I'm still carb sourcing around my workouts and post-workout. I'm still, you know, eating breakfast. I'm not fasting. I'm still hitting the gym as hard as I can. The only thing that's really going to change is probably just my training methods in terms of, because my energy will change, different workouts will equivalent to different expenditures. How do you overcome emotional eating / do you ever emotional eat? A lot of times whenever I'm heading home, the first thing that comes to my head is what I'm gonna eat. I think it's from stress. Any tips? Honestly, that is just going to come from the mental ability to think about different ways to kind of outsource your stress. So for me, my de-stress is the gym. I also love to listen to podcasts. I like to plan my week. That eliminates stress. So finding a different outsource to get rid of it instead of eating is going to be the first step. And then other than that, I personally find it less hard to eat out of emotions when I have a set schedule. So if I know like, okay, I already have this plan to eat for dinner, I don't usually like negate away from that. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm so sorry if I didn't get to yours. If I didn't get to yours, feel free to email me or DM me. I would love to continue to answer questions. I just don't want to make this video like 900 years long. How do you make such intense commitment and still keep up with school, friends, and social life? You don't. Let me tell you. I actually wanted to make a separate YouTube video on this, just discussing the hardships of prep and the things that are usually not seen, and that is one of them. When you get into prep, the first few weeks might be like easy, and then you get to week 8 and below, and your social life starts to go out the window. Prep is such a committing sport. Well, prep / competing is such a committing sport that it's not something where you can just like wake up every day, still live the life that you normally do, and succeed. You have to say no to things a lot. You have to balance things a lot. And when it comes to keeping up with a social life, other than Instagram, like you just really don't. It's hard to say that out loud, but when it comes to prep, your social life is like gone. I was just out this weekend bar hopping with some friends, and I obviously couldn't participate, but it was the most boring / frustrating thing to be out when I wanted so badly to have fun, but I couldn't. Like, I was the only sober one. I tried to make the most out of it, but then I started to get hungry. And then we're at the bar, and the salads that they have, you know, I couldn't have, and I didn't know if I could track it, and I didn't want to be, you know, just guesstimating. Like, this isn't the time to guess. If you're paying to compete, this isn't the time to mess around and guess what your macros could be of an out to eat dinner. Like, if you're just living life and you're bulking, or you're just casually lifestyle tracking macros, you can do that. But for a competitor, it's not the time to just mess around and be like, that might be 4 ounces, that might be 5 grams. It's just not the time. So when it comes to balancing, you need to make sure that you're in the right mindset. You need to make sure you're in the right community, the right place to be able to prep and really succeed. Anyone can prep, but few can succeed and hit it hard. So that is all I have for you. I'm not gonna continue talking your ear off. I hope that some of those questions were able to answer some of your questions. Like, if you were the ones asking them, hopefully you got some answers from those. I am currently 8 weeks and 5 days out. I'm so excited. I'm feeling so good. My food is still so high. I'm actually shocked. I'm currently just feeling so good. I'm really mentally ready for this. I'm so excited to keep taking you guys along this journey because it is gonna be a fun one. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, or else, as always, I'm watching you. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video Saturday, where we're going to chat about some stuff, okay? It's getting real. Getting real fun.